Hari Om. How exactly we turn within or look within? Turning within or looking within essentially means to become antarmukham. To keep our attention on the worldly objects is called as the bahirmukham, externalization of the mind. To look within means to focus attention towards oneself, towards the I thought, internalization of the mind, inwardness of the mind, antarmukham. So instead of focusing our attention on the worldly objects, we try to turn it towards ourselves, towards the I thought itself, whereby the I thought focusing on itself. So instead of remaining as the subject focusing on multiple worldly objects, we as the subject turn our attention towards the source of the subject. The subject here is the I thought or the ego. The source of the I thought or the ego is basically the pure I, the presence of Bhagavan. So how exactly we achieve this process of turning our attention within? We basically have to remain still. Summa iru, summa iruttal. How to be still? Being still means to remain without any thoughts, but to be aware. So when we turn our attention within, what we have to do is essentially to remain still. Summa iruttal, to just be. How can we just be? How to just be? Only by turning our attention within. The attention to remain on the I thought, so that the I thought doesn't hold on to any other rising thoughts. The I thought has to remain detached from any rising thoughts, so that the I thought will keep the attention on itself. When the I thought focusing on itself, then what really happens is that the I thought actually subsides back, and then our mind merges with the pure I, the presence of Bhagavan. The I thought has to identify itself with any of the rising thoughts, or if it's stopped from identifying with any of the rising thoughts, what will happen is that the I thought will remain by itself. It focuses on itself, whereby the I thought, the mind will subside back into the pure I for the time being. So the subsidence of the I thought or the ego happens with the practice of Mahayoga, whereby we turn our attention, or rather we shift our attention from external objects, the worldly objects or thoughts, towards oneself, towards the I thought itself. When the attention is thus diverted from the worldly objects towards the I thought, then the I thought or the mind subsides back into the pure I, because pure I is the source of the I thought, source and substance, the essential nature of the I thought. So when the I thought remains by itself, it will go backwards, and then it will sink into the pure I, and then it merges with the pure I for the time being, until the next thought happens and the rising thought takes hold of our attention as I thought, and we as ego rise up again. So the way to subsidence of the ego, the way to turn within, happens with the subsidence of the ego by turning our attention towards the I thought, towards ourselves. So when the I thought is remaining alone as it is, without any movement, where the focus or the attention is directed within on itself, then the mind subsides back into the pure I, and we remain as the pure I or the I am for that period of time. This remaining as I am or the pure I or the pure being is what is the presence of Bhagavan. This is what is called the true beingness, the Atma. So, in the process of turning within, there is no doing. It is all about being, in our essential nature of being in the presence of Bhagavan. So this happens, this beingness happens when we stop all kinds of doing. Cessation of all the doing is what is actually called as the pure being. So for this, the most important thing is to be in peace in the first place. We have to remain quiet, relaxed. And we understand that we don't really have to do anything. Rather, we should not do anything to remain in the state of being. When we thus remain quiet with the strong understanding that there is nothing really we have to do to remain just be, then we remain quiet, and in that state of non-activity, wherein we remain alert and vigilant, being in the state of non-action, naturally our mind subsides, and what remains is the presence of Bhagavan, the pure being, the pure I. It is just being. We are not actually doing anything to remain as the being. There is no effort to remain as the being. The effort is initially to turn our attention within. It is a kind of non-gross effort. It is not like an external effort. Sukshma. The effort is quite subtle. So just by remaining quiet, just by understanding that there isn't anything that we have to do because we are already in the presence of Bhagavan, because it's already attained. Which means there is really no need for any kind of effort to be. When we thus relax and remain as what we are already in the presence of Bhagavan. There is only the pure I. So, let us all remain in the presence of Bhagavan, remain in the pure I, the I am, which is there always. Being the pure I, being in the presence of Bhagavan, we can engage in any kind of activities of the world. The activities of the world then do not disturb our being in the presence of Bhagavan. This is the truth. So while being in the presence of Bhagavan, let us do whatever activities we have to do without leaving that presence. The presence of Bhagavan is there always. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.